afternoon, Elements. This is Coach Beth. This is Senior Fit, and it's Tuesday afternoon in November. It's truly a beautiful fall day today. We are going to work today with our armless chair. I've got a tote bag here. Remember, we used to call this tote bag Tuesday, but I'm not using it regularly, just kind of as the spirit moves me, so to speak. So I've got some cans of food in my tote bag here. I've got a pretty long handled tote bag, but you know, you can always choke up on things when we need to, okay, to keep a little bit better control, a little bit better grip on that bag. Okay, and then I've got my water bottle back here, and I would like you all to take a quick sip of water. All right, hi ladies, thanks for joining me today. Wow, it looks like there's some new functions on Facebook that I wasn't aware of, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. I wanna welcome everybody here, whether you're working with me right at 3 o'clock or on another day at another time, either way. I'm glad you're here to join me. So go ahead and take that sip of water and we'll get started. And remember, lately I've not been using music because of licensing, and they'll stop the whole class, the whole video, if I happen to use music that, you know, I shouldn't be using, I guess. So I'm not gonna take the chance. Alrighty. So here we are, we're right next to our chair. I've already set up my chair next to me. It's not exactly level, but it'll work once we get there. We're gonna start with the feet, all right? So make sure you're wearing shoes that have a nice toe grip there so that we can just start to circle the ankles. We're gonna stand on one leg here. As you start to circle that around, be gentle with the ankle. We don't want to move into a range that is painful ever. All right, then I'm gonna go the other direction. There's my dog. Apparently he likes to be on camera more than I do. Huh, Jones, what you got there? Oh, he got it open, and the stuffing is gonna fall out. Darn. Let's go the other direction. To the other leg. Okay, so just circling that ankle around, and around, and around. I'll have to stop if he starts eating that stuffing, but for now, he seems pretty happy. Let's go the other direction. I guess that's the kind of the trajectory of dog toys, stuffed dog toys for us anyways. Play with it, fetch it, and then chew it apart. All right, good. All right, so we've gone both ways with the ankles. Let's go ahead and set the hands on the hips. Right here at the junction, right where the leg meets the pelvis. I'm gonna sit my hips back a little bit, just a little, not too strenuous, not to a squat, but then just start to rotate the hips around. I'm gonna try to keep my shoulders and my ribs basically in the same place, and start a breath pattern as I make my circles here. 3, and 2, and 1, and other way, and circle, and circle. For 3, and 2, and 1. All right, and then for upper body, we're gonna do a little bit of mobilizing there also. I want you to grab your water bottle, make sure it's sealed, and we're just gonna rotate that around. We call this halo. Now that halo could be up higher if your shoulders don't like to move quite so much, or you can keep it a little bit lower, circling right around the ear. Okay, so now I want you to let the rib cage go a little bit with you. Make sure that that feels okay on your back and shoulders. We're just gonna go slow and small. Let things go around, but keep those hips and legs now stable and stationary. while the upper body, the shoulders and the ribs go around. Now we'll stop in the middle. We'll go the other way just with the arms. Now we're keeping those ribs very stable. Find your breathing and make sure your knees are not locked. Okay, and we're gonna go around. Oh, that poor little squirrel. Jones. I'm gonna have to take that away. In 3 more halos. And 2. And 1. Ah, so nice. Good. Feeling a little more slinky now. All right. So, thank you, doggy. I'm sorry. I know you were having fun. This poor squirrel has seen better days. I have to put that out there. All right. Very nice. Now, I'm standing right behind my chair here. I'm going to set my feet out fairly wide. Uh-oh, up he goes. And you're going to lunge to one side. Notice when I bend that knee, I set my hips back. So it's from here and contrast to here. I'm keeping that left leg nice and long and straight in order to stretch that inner thigh. And then I'll go to the other side. So hips go back and across, stretching the right inner thigh. Come back up. I'm going to put a breath pattern to that. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hips back. When you stand up, give those glutes a nice squeeze. Sit back. Stand up, squeeze. Sit back. You can use that chair to help support your body posture, making sure that the spine doesn't round ever. We're just keeping it long and strong. Where we want to bend is the knee and the hip. And up. And sit back. The doggy's now going to obsess over his toy that's on the piano. You're getting a really special show today. And up. And hi, Jones. He's going to wait the whole class time. I'm going to move that squirrel. And one more time to the left. Hips back and across. And stand up. Good. Let's accordion the feet in. Excellent. All right. I'm going to move this guy so that my little guy doesn't distract you too much. Although it might be too late for that. Okay. Here we are again right next to our chair. Please use it as a balance support or something to keep you upright as we just move through some heel marches. So heel march is just picking up one heel. Now, did you notice me kind of play around with that foot? So when I pick up my heel, I don't want my foot to angle out, nor the ankle to break out to the side, either direction. What's going to help me make sure that doesn't happen is making sure the knee stays aligned with the hip, and I'm feeling all the weight across the ball of the foot, from big toe mound to little toe mound. I mean, I'm sharing the weight on both legs, but when I pick up the heel, I want to feel the weight down into the ball of the foot and put that down, and then lift up the left and down and right. So the knee extends out in front, or it really bends out in front, and reach, and reach, and reach, and reach. Good. Now as I pick up the heel, I'm also trying to pick up the arch to really get some nice articulation all the way through the foot, as well as a little more extension through the ankles. 4.5 and 3. Keep your body in one place. And 2.5 and 1.5. Right there. Good. Now, on that set, we kept the body very stable. We just took turns with the heels lifting. Now, on this set, we're going to change the timing a little bit so that the feet move at the same time. At the same time. That's going to cause the body to bob up and down, up and down, up and down. The hips will shift a tiny, tiny bit, but not too much. We want to take it easy on that. I don't want it to look like that, okay? Although that feels really good. We might just go to that stretch in a few minutes. Push the heel down, push the heel down, push the heel down. lift the opposite. So they're really working in opposition here. For 4, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Good, that should give you some calf tone. Let's reach the right foot back behind us. Use that chair just again to support the posture. I'm not pushing against it or leaning against it. I'm just keeping my chest proud, my shoulders down my back as I reach that right heel back behind me. Double check, look down there and make sure that the foot is aligned in parallel, in a straight line with my front foot. Not on a tightrope, but just their orientation. One is high, one is low, but they're offset. They're hip distance apart. Boy, I'm not using my words very well today. And then let's step forward and we'll switch. Left heel reaches back. Press the hips forward as you bend that front knee. Trying to keep that left heel back on the floor. So here's our proud chest. You're welcome to do this up against a wall. Something more stable if you like that little bit of leverage. That feels really good actually if you're up against a really stable surface. Here I have to work a little harder. I'm pushing more into my leg. If I had my hands on the wall, I could push into the wall and take some of the tension off of the leg. So you've got choices. You could stand off the back of a step, right? Stretch the calf that way, or on a curb. All right, let's go ahead and step forward. There we go. Let's bring the ankles and knees all the way together. Hands right above the knees. My knees are bent, and I'm just going to do some small, slow circles. One way, and then the other way. One way, and the other. Circle them around. There we go, and around. When I bend my knees, there's a little tiny squat going on. It's not huge, just enough to mobilize. Just enough to mobilize the knees. Let me finish that sentence. If this hurts your knees, don't do it. Okay? If anything we do today hurts, don't do it. You've got options, you've got choices. That's why they're called options. Okay, one more time. And stand up. Really nice job. Okay, I'm going to rearrange my chair just so that I don't kick anything in the room. And we're going to swing the outside leg, the leg that's farther from the chair. And just go ahead and start a nice easy swing. What I want to be careful of is not kicking back too far. I don't want a lot of disruption to the stability of my posture. Now you might accidentally skid that shoe on the floor. You want to be careful because that can jar the body. So a little bit of hip elevation might be in order. Sometimes I like to stand on a yoga brick or some sort of a low bench, 4 or 5 inches high, so that I can swing that leg pretty freely without worrying about getting that foot caught on the floor. All right, right there. Now, shake the legs out a little bit. We're going to stay on this side for just a second, balancing on my left leg. The right toes are out in front. And we're going to rotate this thigh bone. That's where I want you to think mentally, is turning the thigh bone in, so the knee is more pointing to the middle, and then turn the thigh bone out. Now it's angled out at you. And I'm just pivoting on the toes. I'm only going to twist that thigh bone as far as I can keep my pelvis very stable. Okay? Turn out and turn in. Turn out and turn in. Turn out and turn in. 3 more. Stand tall. Keep the shoulders stacked over the ribs, which are stacked over the hips. And last one. Right there. Good. Okay, we're going to turn around, balance on the right foot, and then start a nice big leg swing with your left leg. Now if I start to feel my low back get really short or tight, then I know I've let my leg swing too far back. So we want to keep some stability going on the front of the body. Keep those abs nice and strong and long. Swing. And 3, and 2, and 1. There we go. And then we're going to pivot. So plant those toes. into external rotation, and then swivel it in. Turn it out. Let me turn so you can see that a little bit better. And turn in. Turn out and turn in. Pivot and pivot. And to get that leg to twist, rather than tightening and going for a particular range and really finding the maximum, I want you to let go of the tension around the hip. Go to the opposite side for stability, the glute, and then the low abs across the body to find your stability, and then just rotate and pivot out and in. And the more you can let go of all the tension in the joint, the farther your leg will begin to twist. All those muscles will be relaxed and stretchy. That's the goal. 3, out and in. Last one. And in. Very nice job. Okay. Stay right there. Why don't you actually grab a drink of water. And here we go. We're going to get our upper body a little warmer now. So we've done some really good mobility for the hips. We've done a little bit of mobility with our halos and our shoulders. Now, remember, standing is an option. It's just optional. You can always sit. What we're going to do next with the upper body, I like to do this standing. It just makes me feel taller. It helps me really open up my body. Part of standing is also keeping those hips open, right? These guys right here, they get so tight. And when these are tight and shortened by sitting, it pulls back into the back of the pelvis and the low back, and that gets tight. So we want to keep those open. Standing is better than sitting, unless you don't have the capacity to stand for a period of time. No big deal. Either way, we're going to reach the right arm up high. I'm going to move back so you can see my arms. And then the left arm is going to reach low. So I've got this diagonal line from the right fingers to the left, cutting right through the body. Okay, I'm going to bend the elbows, touch the shoulders, and then open them back up. Bend and stretch. Now as I stretch, I want to try to keep my shoulders very level. It's hard, first of all, because I can't see them. So it's my job to feel them level. That means that right shoulder, the one that's reaching high, I have to actively think about keeping that shoulder blade reaching down the back. And we're going to do 4 more. Reach. Think length with the arms. Straighten them all the way before you come back in. And 2. And 1. And relax. Good. Roll those shoulders around a little bit. Okay, we're just learning the choreography. We're going to go back and do the other side. So reach the left arm high. The right arm goes low. Okay, there we are. They're really not even past the body. You may feel more comfortable keeping them forward. Whoops, there's my line. Okay, now you're just going to bend the arms and stretch the fingertips away. Find your shoulder blades. They're easeful on the back. They're not jamming down, but they're also not gripping upwards. What I want to energize here is right between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids. There's a minor set and a major set. Okay, so between the shoulder blades, we're keeping the shoulder blades retracted together, not forcibly, remember. And 2, and stretch away, and bend the arms and bring them in. Good work. Roll those shoulders around a little bit. Okay, we're going to go back to the side A, same position with the arms, nice diagonal line cutting through the body, right arm high, left arm low. Now, I want your palms to face me. So nice open palms. What I'm going to do is pulse the hands back and home. Back and home. Let me show you my range. I don't have the most flexible shoulders in the world, so my range isn't too far back, and nor should your be if this is straining on the shoulder, the back, or the neck. Okay? So go small and forward. 3 more, and home. Feel the mid-back, not the upper, and 1. Relax. Woo! Roll shoulders around. I felt a lot of heat on this side. Probably should tone it down a little bit. Left arm high, right arm low. Okay, find those rhomboids. They're right in between your shoulder blades. And they're gonna pull the arms back and pull the arms back. Right below the rhomboids and below the shoulder blades, we've got those mid traps. I want you to find the mid traps to help you keep the shoulder blades down. Okay, today I'm feeling my upper lats under the armpit or under the shoulder blade. I did some work last week that I'm still sore from. 3 and 2, not this class, another class, and 1, and relax. Okay, we're gonna stretch that shoulder first. Bring the right arm across the body. Okay, just for a couple deep breaths, just to kind of decompress that zone. I want to look around and make sure that I'm not going to hit anything. I'm going to set my feet a little bit wider, and I'm going to just support on my left leg as I swing that arm, the arm I was just stretching. This is my right. Swing it side to side, just like when we were doing leg swings. Okay, just bring it around. 3, 2, 1. Standing up. Let's bring the left arm across the body, stretching out. First the back of the shoulder, the rear delts, maybe reaching into those subscaps a little bit. Good, breathing. Nice, strong breathing. Never appropriate to hold your breath in an exercise class. I usually say don't hold your breath unless you're underwater, but you know what? I've caught myself holding my breath more often than I like because of the COVID. You know, I'm on the trail and maybe there's a runner coming towards me and they're not wearing a mask. I hold my breath and it stresses me out. So, on that note, wear a mask, for crying out loud. I don't care if you're a runner, a walker, or a grocery shopper. I like that rhyme scheme, by the way, but wear a mask. Just wear a mask. I'm not political. I'm not being political. I'm being sensible when I say that. Be practical. Protect yourself and others. I'll do you that favor if you do me that favor. All right, okay, that's enough of the soapbox, but it's true. It's just true. 3 more. And 2. And 1. There's that nice momentum. Feel that in the shoulder. Really nice. And we're going to try a slightly different rotator cuff stretch, okay? So what we're going to do is place your hands on your back, right at your waist high. Okay, now, that's really a bummer for a shoulder or your neck, and lower the arms down a little bit. And you can pull the elbows back a little bit if that's more comfortable, okay? What I'm going for here is a stretch by sliding my hands a little higher, maybe to waist high, and then moving my elbows back and then forward. There's the stretch. Feel that? Pull them back behind you. It doesn't have to be far, it's just for contrast. And then forward. Pull them back. And I'm going to tie that core together, and I'm going to get real quiet here for a moment so I can really listen to my rotator cuff. I'm only rotating those elbows until I feel a stretch. Not going for any maximum range. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. Not even comparing myself to myself. Okay, just listening. Maybe even close your eyes, soften knees, practice a little bit of sensory deprivation here by closing the eyes and finding your balance on 2 feet without your eyes. Okay, starting to open up a little bit more. Those shoulders are feeling better all the time. And elbows back. I'll do 1 more, pulling them forward and back. Some of you may have a lot of mobility. We call it hypermobility, where you can really pull your elbows way out in front of you. Okay, God bless you if you've got that. I don't. But where there's instability, there's usually weakness. So we want to try and build strength around those super mobile joints and not push the range too far. Because if you are, that means probably something else is going to move to get you there. And I don't want you to compromise your back. So here we are with our market basket, tote, whatever it is. Some sort of handle would be handy to hold on to here. We're going to start with some rowing. So I've got my chair. I'm going to use my chair back today for my rowing. Okay, one arm row, that's all we're going to do here. So I'm going to put my left foot in front because I'll be pulling with my right arm, whereby I'll want that right foot behind me. So I'm going to bend my knees, bend my hips, okay? So I look like this, not like this. Don't let that back round or slouch, but here I am. Now this is a little bit high for me, but this might be really great for you. I might end up moving to the chair seat, but for now, here we are. The feet are parallel with each other. Only thing moving here is that elbow moving back and down, behind me and down. Aligning my neck with the spine. Abs are strong. As I pull the elbow back, I don't want that shoulder to jump up toward my ear. 3, 2, and 1. And stand up. Really nice job. Hold that basket with your other hand and just roll that shoulder a few times. Roll it around. Staying on the back body, working the back muscles and the backs of the shoulders can really help correct posture. Helps us to breathe better, helps us to do most things better. I'm going to move my chair to the other side. What it does really is brings that body into alignment and support so that your spine can do its job better. Can't see me very well. There we go. Okay, my arm is on the chair back. My right foot is forward. Because my left arm is going to pull, my left foot is back. So just go ahead and start your motion. Feeling the back of the shoulder here. Sorry, I misspoke. The back of the arm right here, the rear deltoid. Pull it back. A little bit of shoulder blade retraction. So it slides in towards the spine and then away. Using my legs and my posture for support as well as this chair right here under my arm so that nothing else moves. And 3, neck is aligned with spine. 2, and last one, and stand up. And if you were doing that well, if you were supporting your spine really well, you were probably feeling it in the legs, ultimately. And then that rowing arm. We're going to put that bag on our chair here for a moment and just roll out that left shoulder after those rows. Okay, now we're going to go to the legs a little bit more. So, I don't have my chair cushion today. I could, but I don't. What I'm going to do is just hold my bag right here in front of me, right at the center, the solar plexus, right at the base of the sternum, right? That's the center of the body. And I'm going to move my chair back so you can see me, not just my market bag. There we are. I like to put my heels right up near, not right against, but near the legs of the chair so that I know when I start sitting back through the hips that my target is behind me and I'm close enough to hit that target. So I'm going to send the hips back, bend the knees. My body did angle forward a little bit, and then I'm going to stand up and squeeze my bum. Okay? Let me show you from the side, or I'll work from the corner, how far my hips really did go. So they really go back, and then bend the knees, and then stand up and squeeze the bum. We want the hips to go back for several reasons. I'm going to work more leg muscle by setting the hips back. Really extends the glutes, which is one of the major pieces of a squat, is strengthening those glutes. And then it also helps to keep me balanced. Saves the knees. Did I already say balance? What I was thinking in my head was knees. The body will angle forward. Some of us, it will look different than others. I'm taller, so I need a little bit more lean forward through the chest. but we all want to keep the face looking out in front of us, keep the chest proud. Sit back, stand up. Now I'm touching the chair seat, you don't have to. Maybe this is a good squat for you. 3 more. And up, and 2. Give those glutes a good squeeze every time you stand. There we go. Let's put that bag of canned goods down for a moment. And we're gonna pretend like we have music. Now you could do this seated. Let me start with this one seated in case some of you are sitting in your chair. It's gonna just be a crossbody, knee, tap the knee, tap the knee. That's really hard for me to do because my chair is too low. You might even be able to see how much struggle that is for me being taller. So one knee to one hand and just crisscross the body. Crisscross, crisscross. I'm pulling the hand and the knee towards each other, so ultimately they meet in the middle. Finding your balance. Some of you may be going faster than me, that's okay. But as you slow this down, slowing down is a good option because it really does challenge your balance a bit more. As I lift a knee, I'm keeping my hips right in place. I'm not tucking the tail. I'm keeping the chest proud. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Let's go to a step touch. And left and right. Make sure you're not stepping on your chair or other things. Now the arms are going to swing behind me this time. Behind. Tap and tap. I'm just reaching to the midline. If that's too far for the shoulder, don't reach for the midline. Maybe tap the hip. That'd be a good start. Yes, it's true. We are still working those shoulders. Lifting. You don't have to lift as high as I do. Okay, you could just go to a little swing, teeter-totter deal here. Pendulum maybe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Okay, a little bit more for the legs here. I'm going to move my chair out of the way. These steps are going to be bigger, but they're going to be slower. All right, so I'm going to stand to the left of the frame so that as I step to the right, I'm going to take my left foot behind me, bend the knees, up you go, squeezing the glutes, and then out to the side, okay? Then we'll go to the other side. Actually, forget starting with the feet together. It's their feet apart. Let's step back with the right, bend the knees, stand up, step apart, back, and bend, together, and out, and back, and bend, together, out, step, curtsy. If your knees don't like this, don't do it. You could go to a step touch, side to side, and skip the curtsy. Okay, the idea here is to move. When I do my curtsy, I want to keep my body squared. Whoops, no rotating or pivoting. Just bend, up, step, and behind. Bend, up, step, behind, step, behind. We're going to do 2 more. Up, step, behind, down, up, step, behind. Last one. Step. Can't remember which way I started going. And together. All right, grab a drink of water. Really nice job. We're going to work those triceps next with our bag of canned goods. Tote bag. So here's my chair again. Let's try doing this seated. So I'm going to choke up on the straps. I'm going to reach through and then choke up. That's going to give me a little more control, a little less swing through the bag. I don't want that to swing around. I'm going to hinge forward, put my feet actually both way out in front of me. Hinge forward, Because this chair is so short, I'm just going to cross over, but this is not necessarily the preferred posture. The preferred posture is just a little angle forward without rounding your back. I'm going to pull that right elbow back, scoot over to the right so I don't hit my chair. Okay, elbow is back, and I'm going to extend the arm and bend. Do you see that happen? Push the weight away. Now the shoulder doesn't move. We're just swinging or hinging at the elbow. Push the bag away, bring it back in. Push the bag away. When I bring it in, I'm just bringing it to gravity. I'm not pulling it all the way up to my shoulder. And extend. And bend. 2 more. Reach. Bring it in. Last one. Bring it in. Good. Put that down on the floor. Sit up tall. Go ahead and grab your straps. I'm going to curl that hand up to my shoulder and then push the bag over the shoulder. Whoops, you got to be careful of that. And bend the elbow, lower it down. Yeah, I'm all twisted and crooked here, but we'll make it work. I'm trying to sit on my sits bones evenly. I'm going to move and find the middle of the chair again. Curl, press down, undo the bicep, curl, press down. Open, curl, press. This feels a little fast. If it feels too fast, you've got the option to slow it down. It's all about options. Make this workout your own. Find the breath. 3 more. What? Yep, she said 2 more now. Down and open. Last one, curl, press. Be careful of that bag. Swing it around. There we go, nice. Okay, let's do the other tricep. I'm just going to do a quarter turn here. Grip the bag with my left hand. So I let that right arm just kind of hang and rest for a moment. And remember, as we hinge forward, keep the spine straight and long. I'm going to pull that left elbow back behind me. The only thing moving is the elbow. I'm pushing the hand away and bending in. And press and bend and extend. I'm lengthening out through the crown of the head. Sits bones are anchored. And bend. And extend. And bend. And 3 more. And there's a good pop. And 2. Abs are strong. They're lifted. And 1. Bend and lower down. Great. Okay, here's where we do the bicep curl to an overhead press. This is, yes, it is easier standing up, but we're going to challenge ourselves here by sitting. Bend. Extend. Whoops, lower, open the bicep. So full extension at the bottom, curl, reach up, lower down and away, and curl, reach up, lower down, long, curl, and a reach, and down. Keep it going, breathing strongly as you work. Don't hold that breath when it starts to get challenging. Breathe right through it. And down 2 more. Curl. And lift. This is really lifting here. 1 more time. This is functional fitness. Pressing and hello. And lower and down. Yay. Okay, let's put that bag off to the side. Really good job with that. I'm going to go ahead and straddle the corner of this chair. I'm always more comfortable straddling the chair than sitting across. It just gives my hips a little more freedom. I'm going to sit up tall, press my hands into my knees, and try to sit up a little taller, out of the hips, out of the ribs, out of the shoulders, crown of the head up. Shoulders are resting on my body. They're not jammed down, right? Nor are they creeping up. They're just resting. I'm going to find a few deep breaths. I encourage you to do the same thing, and as you exhale, see if you can get those abs to draw back away from your shirt. No weight, no pressure anywhere, except maybe on your sits bones. Try to lighten that weight on your sits bones by lifting the spine off of the chair. One Let's work with the core a little bit. Wrapping around the low waist, right below the navel. Between the navel and the pubic bone, you've got this band of muscle. Transverse abdominis, it's very deep. You can't see it, but it's there. You can feel it. What I'm going to do with that band of muscle is pull it back towards my back waistband, okay? So if you were to put your hand right there, right below your belly button, and draw your abdominal wall back away from your hand, or away from the shirt, whatever, however you want to think of this, and keep it there. Okay, so from there, we've got stability. You should be able to breathe through that core activation. We're going to pivot the pelvis. Here's your pelvis. You're going to tip them back. Okay, tip them back. And then tip them back up to vertical, forward to vertical. Tip it back. So that means the low back is rounding now. And then as you tip them forward, the low back straightens up to neutral. So exhale, rock the pelvis back. And then rock them forward for neutral. Let's do 3 more. Scoop and hollow. Hollowing means keeping those abs back across the hips. And then back up. This doesn't change. This activation and this tone. It takes a while to develop it and to be able to maintain that with some endurance. Neutral. Neutral. One more time. Rock the pelvis back, and neutral. Let's do a little bit of twisting. Genie the arms. As I twist to the right, I'm going to stay there, okay? Now my arms are still centered. My elbows are still in front of my shoulders. I'm going to stay there in that angle and reach the arms long, reach them away from each other, and then come back to the center, okay? So just a little twist to the left. Only go as far as you can go without that happening with your arms, okay? So I'm way off center. I'm going to pull my arms back into alignment with my shoulders and move from here, move from your rib cage, okay? Then open the arms and come back in. Right arm on top, twist to the right. Stretch, stay long and tall. Back to center. And twist. Reach. Center, twist, reach, back to center, and left, reach, back to center. That's the choreography, okay? Let's add a little more breath pattern to it, a little more breath coordination to it. Right hand is on top. You're going to twist to inhale. Exhale, reach the arms away. Keep them in your periphery. Inhale to stay. Exhale, back to center. Did you catch that? Inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, stay, grow taller. Exhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale, reach. I'm going to set my knees as though I'm squeezing a ball between them. Inhale to hold. Exhale to center. One more to the left. You're doing great. Inhale to twist. It's not very far, is it? Exhale, reach, because I want to keep my shoulders and arms true with each other. Inhale to hold it, and then exhale, center. Good. The other thing that's hard to do is to keep track of those shoulders, isn't it? So when you twist and reach, most often I see this happen with people's shoulders. Yeah, that's stressful. It's stressful to twist. Let's not add to that stress by tightening up in the neck. Only go as far as your spinal rotators and your obliques can take you, okay? If that hurts at any point, then you've gone too far. So let's put the hands on the rib cage and do a little bit of twisting here. Keep the hips stable. This gives you a sense of where you're rotating from. See how the shoulders are now staying on board with the rotation of the ribs. 2 and 1. There we go. All right, plant those hands right above the knees. We're going to take a deep breath and we're going to round forward, spilling forward over the knees. Reach the crown of the head towards me. Feel that low back get longer and take a deep breath. Now gather up your abdominals. Use your abs to rise back up rather than using your back muscles. Your back muscles will become corrected as you restack, but if you're using the abs, they can do it a lot more easily. Exhale, round forward. Now I'm going forward. That means towards you. Crown of the head reaches away and then round down. Take a deep breath. And exhale, rise up to the top. We got one more. As I spill forward over the knees, the shoulders are just relaxed. They'll move to a place where they need to be, but it shouldn't be forced or tight. Take a deep breath and gather up your abdominal wall. Restack up, 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 and away. You did a great job today. Clap 3 times, and 2, and 1. Woo, we did it. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Tuesday. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye-bye.